I
Hello,
feel
all
like
you awesome and amazing folks out there. Welcome to the HireMyVA Team and Business Building Podcast, where we help you to reclaim your freedom through hiring and thriving with virtual assistants without breaking the bank. And that means your bank. I'm Dave Braun, and I'm here not just with the great, not just with the man himself, but with the one and only, the Larry Broughton.
you make me laugh every time. I don't know if you know, I started laughing right away because I was just about, I didn't know we were going to start recording right away. I stepped on you right from the front. So hello, handsome Dave. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
Good.
Larry.
Thank you for being in my life. Thanks for being my friend.
We're having a great time
appreciate you.
together with this stuff,
Yes.
huh?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
You know what we had last week? We should have said it before, but remember what we had last week with a great session? It was at my house, a great coaching session with one of the folks in our tribe, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was just an awesome time.
That was powerful. You know, that was funny because I don't know if you, I'm sure you remember, the night before that, we had a coaching session with someone else that
That's
I think
right.
we are all feeling stuck with. He was feeling stuck. You were feeling stuck. I was feeling stuck until we did a follow-up. And then we had a big breakthrough. And then we had the strategy session, the half-day strategy session. So, yeah, I'm still running. I'm on a little bit of a high. On all that. So that was very good.
That was awesome and fun.
It was.
So,
okay,
let's get to our question. That's what everybody's here for, right?
Yes, they are. They don't want to hear us going back and forth.
Well, too bad. It's our podcast. We do what we want.
Yeah.
Nanny. Right. All right. So here's the question.
Okay.
You guys talk a lot about creating, building, and managing teams.
We do.
What about being a good team member? What are the top tips or characteristics of a good team member?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That is good. That is good.
I don't think we're going to talk about, I mean, obviously there's certain things like the skills, they have to have the skills to do the job, right? You know, but we're going to talk about some other things other than that.
Well, what comes to mind for me is a more of a mindset kind of thing as a team member, not from a leader's perspective. Can I jump in with one?
Absolutely.
The one that comes to mind for me is, and it comes from a negative space. I'm sorry, but I'm going to put a positive spin on it. I have always hated, and I'm using this word intentionally, hated when I have a team member who just gripes, or they see a problem and here's the problem. That sucks. How can we do it that way? Right. And so I particularly hate it as a leader when someone comes to me and says, hey, we got a problem, or this error keeps happening. I like it when team members say, hey, here's a problem, and here might be one or two ways that we can address that problem. And so being solution oriented, I think, is one of the keys to being an effective team member. I think it kind of starts from there. I don't care whether it's a sports team or a work team. Having someone who's solution oriented is pretty powerful.
Yeah. I mean, it makes the burden on us as leaders being, a lot less.
Yeah,
right?
For sure.
Because we don't want to be the hero all the time. I mean, we want our team members to be the heroes, right?
Right.
And you become heroes when you have solutions, right?
That's right. And I think when you give them an opportunity, team members, fellow team members, or if you're the leader of the team, when they come prepared with the solution, and that solution works, it builds their confidence, right? Because you can be competent but lack competence, and that's not going to be completely effective for the team. You can be overly competent but not have the competence, and that's a problem too, right?
Yes.
But if you've got both confidence and competence, that's a pretty dynamic combination.
Agree totally. Well, let's jump into another tip.
Okay. What do you got?
All right. So the second one is that we've got is communicate. And I want to emphasize that as a team member needs to communicate. Okay. So let's talk about the three main areas for that communication that a team member should do. One of those is don't be afraid to ask for help. I mean, don't get stuck somewhere trying to solve something and knowing that you could just have a conversation with anyone to help you get over the hurdle, right? So don't be afraid to ask for help when you're stuck. Another way is ask how you can help your other team members. If somebody's assigned on your team to something that you maybe think you can help with, go ahead and say, hey, can I help you with that? Or
Yeah.
do you need any help? Or, hey, if you need help, I'm right here for you. Just message me, and or we can do a Zoom call just
Yeah.
anytime you want.
Yeah.
And then the other way is ask how you can help the person to whom you report, right?
Oh, that's good.
Ask, we don't use the term boss. We try not to, but in this case, just to be clear, ask your boss, how can I help you,
Yeah.
boss, be more
Yeah.
successful? How can I help the company be more successful?
Yeah. I like that. You've probably seen a sports team. Hockey is coming to mind for me sometimes. And, sometimes if you've ever watched hockey, well, every sports team, they got to be communicating, right? If you watch
Mm-hmm.
basketball or hockey and there's just silence on the ice or silence on the court, that is not good,
Yeah.
right? They should be, yelling at each other, right? Here's what's going on. Here's how the play is breaking, whatever it is. So I think communication is really important.
Yeah.
But one that I want to throw out here, and it kind of ties in with communication, and we offer this in our Victory Masterclass, and I talk about it in the Victory book, and that our productivity positivity matrix, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really important. That we ought to be positive, have a positive attitude, and also ask ourselves, how productive am I being to the team as well? Am I contributing to the team, or am I being a detriment to the team? So people want to be around positive people. People want to be around productive people,
Right.
right? And if you're negative, dour, pessimistic, and you're a drain to the team, you're going to bring everybody down, right? So there's a guy, Dennis Prager, who says that, I forget exactly what it is, but basically he feels like we have a moral obligation to be positive around other people, right? And that we shouldn't be dumping our negativity into the laps of other people. I think there's some value to that. So
Yeah, and it doesn't mean that anytime. Here's a practical example.
okay,
You hear that your coworker's son is in the hospital, and then you say, "Oh, don't worry about it. I'm sure he's going to be fine." Well, that's nice. Let's be positive, but be realistic and say, "Oh, I'm so sorry.
yeah,
Is there anything that I can do to help?" That kind of thing, right? Being positive doesn't mean always being Pollyannish, right? It means
exactly. That's a great way to put it. Yes,
seeing how you can help, right?
have some empathy for your team members, for
That's
sure.
right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Well, let's go to another one.
All right, what do you got?
One of the things that we talked about ahead of time was sharing the success, meaning especially if we don't do anything. If we're doing great things for our company, generally we're not doing everything in a silo, right? So once you complete something and it's something that maybe you've struggled with, don't take all the credit for it.
Yeah,
Say, hey, this other person helped me to do it. Or thank you, Mr. Team Member, for giving me an assist when I needed it. Or say, I was so grateful that the other person on our team was able to be there and help talk me through it. Right. So I think
yeah,
that's so important to share the success.
yeah. I'm always impressed with team members. Let's give not a specific example, but maybe role play a little bit. So
Yeah.
if I say, "Hey, Dave, thanks so much for helping us accomplish that goal that was really important to the success of the team," instead of you just saying thank you, if people did help you, you say, "Hey, thanks for the acknowledgement." But it wasn't just me. Cheryl and Brian played an important role in this as well. Cheering helps. Giving other people credit that helped
Does.
you builds camaraderie and loyalty to each other as well.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
I think another element, Dave, I realized when I was serving on Special Forces A teams is the ability for people to subordinate their own personal agenda for the
Mm-hmm.
success of the team, the success of the mission.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that they sacrifice themselves. I'm not suggesting that, but it's more like where I've seen dysfunctional teams, it's like the individual wants the attention and they will step on someone else's throat in order to get that attention rather than just saying, hey, if the team wins, we all win.
Right.
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 Because the truth is that people who know you and watch your success, they're going to know the impact, the positive contributions you made to the team. Right. So you're going to get the glory when the team wins.
Yeah.
Most people don't remember the losing teams, right? They remember the winning teams.
Yeah,
right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And generally that subordination, as you would call it, is not a permanent thing, right? It's
No.
like, it doesn't mean you're going to sacrifice your career because
Nope.
you have to do the certain role in the company. That's not what we're talking about, right?
That's great. That's a great, thank you for clarifying that. Yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Good. Good.
Well, those are some
What else you
great
got?
tips. Let me run through them really quick. So we talked about being solution oriented. We talked about communicating, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
We talked about being positive and productive. We talked about being willing to subordinate the personal agenda for the success of the team. We talked about sharing the success, right?
Let me throw an extra one in there for you.
Got one more.
I think we should, as a team member, we should always be dedicated to constantly improving to become an expert at whatever it is I'm responsible for on the team. But also, I think we ought to try to become at least proficient in another role in the organization or in the team. What if someone calls in sick right before a deadline, or they get suddenly hospitalized, or they quit or are fired or whatever, right? If team members can step in to carry the load during the short term that they're being replaced, things can keep on keeping on, right? So I think that would be a good one to kind of wrap this thing up with.
Yeah, most definitely. So, yeah. And then one of the other things that we were talking about ahead of time too is related to this is, as leaders of our organizations, we should be training our team members how to be good team members. So use some of these tips, talk about them with your team, and help them to realize it, because they may not have even thought about this, right? And once they're aware of some of these tips, they'll be like, you're right, Larry, I should be able to do this more. And I'm going to make a commitment to doing this, doing it better.
What did they say?
What do you mean? What did they say?
You're right, Larry.
You're right, Larry. What? Yeah.
Melissa will get a chuckle out of that one.
Yeah. Well, hello, Melissa. When you're listening to this, tell us hi back.
Yeah. You're right, Larry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right. Anything else, sir? Let's wrap this up.
No, I would just say this, though. Make sure that if you've got comments or questions, or you've got something to contribute on what you think would make for a good team member, put it in the comments below. Also, if you're part of the HireMyVA or Victory community, participate in the community. These are great parts to learn, to share, to contribute as a team member to other people's success. When people see that you're willing to help them, guess what? They're going to be willing to help you. Cheering helps. Yeah.
Yes. Certainly does. Well, thank you, Larry, for that. And thank you, all of you folks who are listening to us. Just thanks for joining us today. And remember, building a team is the way to reclaim your freedom. And of course, we're here, to help you. So we'd love for you to do a few things for us. We'd really, really appreciate it. Number one, subscribe to the podcast if you haven't already done so. Number two, give us a rating, preferably 5-star, or leave a comment below this video. Any comment, because it helps us to get the word out. And as Larry said, just as being part of the community, comment and help each other. And then number three is go to HireMyVA.com for more information on our course and community. Because remember, even without an experience, you'll learn how to prepare for, hire, and thrive with virtual assistants. Larry and I have helped a lot of folks. And if you've listened to this podcast for a while, it's not just with virtual assistants, it's with building any type of a team, whether remote or in person. So we're helping people do a mixture of both, and we just want to help you as well. So just go to HireMyVA.com for more information.
That's right, my friends. Do yourself a favor, do the world a favor. Go do something significant today. God bless you. God keep you. God hold you. All right, my friends, go get them.
Okay.
See you later.
Bye.